Welcome to Master and Apprentice Prop Drops. Today we're going to make a creature from Raised by Wolves.
This is Marcus Laporte. For the last 17 years, Marcus has been working in the film industry as a production designer, art director, and prop fabricator.
We're going to try something totally different. I'm dropping kits off to friends around town, then walking them through a build from the HBO Max show Raised by Wolves. This is Master and Apprentice Prop Drops, Raised by Wolves.
Welcome to Master and Apprentice Prop Drops. Today we're going to do something a little different. I have gathered up a care package of all the materials you might need to make a creature head from Raised by Wolves. And we are here with Kdin Jensen. How are you?
Doing very well, Marcus. How are you?
We're here with a bunch of different materials. I have sent you kind of with a care package of everything that you're going to need to do a clay sculpture of a creature head. Are you ready?
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here. I just have clay bricks. What do we do first?
Raised by Wolves is Ridley Scott's American television directorial debut, and today we're going to make the head of the mysterious alien creature that appears and terrorizes the humans and androids living on this planet. When these creatures first appear on screen, they're hard to define, frequently coming out at night and moving very quickly. Thankfully, HBO Max let us peek at some storyboards and images from the pitch deck. In this episode, we'll still be taking some artistic liberties, but this will give us a much better jumping off point.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you want to locate what's known as the clay cutter. And the idea is that you set the front of it where you want, and we're going to pull it all the way through the brick. I find that it's easy to place it flat on a surface and push down on the very top.
That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
So I would just say to load these slabs on a plate, throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds to a minute.
Whew, that's hot.
Okay. We're going to move on to step 2, which is to prepare the stand. You've got a block of wood here with a standard plumbing pipe. I've also sent you with a roll of foil. And the idea is that we want to create the majority of the shape with the foil. Just start in the middle and start wrapping.
So it kind of like the overall shape of the creature's head is a very reminiscent, it kind of looks like an ice cream cone to me. Just a very angry ice cream cone. I think I'm reasonably happy with this.
Okay, great. I think it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and start putting some clay on. Sound good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to take a warm slab of clay here, and we're just going to start applying it where it makes sense. And now you can see why we warmed it up, because it makes it a lot easier to kind of apply to the foil as well as it sticks better.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is much easier to use than it was a minute ago.
There's also a palette knife. So if you're feeling like there's too much bulk of clay, you can use this to kind of slice out wedges in order to make room where you need it. Also, cut sticks of clay, and then you can roll them on your surface here. And the idea is that you're just going to kind of use these to build up in areas where you know it needs to be. Particularly when you're doing like an anatomical thing, these little sort of tubes and snakes of clay are really like an important technique to some of the other contours.
Do you want to see it up close?
Yeah, please.
So here's how it looks so far.
Hey, you're looking pretty good. I would say you might have a little too much in the like mouth and chin. Also, I would say maybe to add some mass, a little bit of mass to the head. Most alien heads, they're a little bit bigger at the top than they are in the jaw.
It's looking a lot better than I thought, considering I have no skill doing anything like this before.
Yeah, that's kind of the magic of sculpting in general, is at some point, it's always gonna look terrible and you're gonna hate everything about it in the beginning. Continue smearing on clay, and at some point, it'll just start to look right.
Okay, Marcus, I'm kind of making details now. Is there anything I should be aware of at this point?
The good news is it doesn't really matter what tool you use, as long as the tool is working for you or it's doing what you want. One little trick here is you can kind of ball up a piece of foil to create kind of like a little texture stamp. Really, this is about being kind of subtle, and you're just gonna kind of go around and kind of stipple with it. There's also a tool that kind of looks like a spiral toothbrush, and you can kind of stipple with that, and that's going to add some pore texture as well.
There's a tool for everything here, isn't there?
After we're done detailing, we'll add the eyes before cleaning up with some alcohol.
Okay, Kdin, so one of the tips I'm going to go over now is using a little bit of alcohol and a disposable paintbrush to sort of smooth out some of the rough details that maybe you don't like.
Oh yeah, this is definitely night and day with the brush and the alcohol.
But yeah, it works really good. We're going to use some epoxy putty to make some of these teeth. The idea is it has a core of one material and an outer ring of another material. When you knead these two materials together, they're going to begin to harden, and in about 5 or 10 minutes, they'll be hard as a rock.
So this stuff definitely has a scent to it.
Yeah, it smells kind of like popcorn.
It does.
It's not, though. Don't eat it.
Okay, let's take a look at the finished creatures.
Oh my gosh, it looks so amazing! All the little details. Oh, those teeth are like ferocious.
I'm actually really happy with it. Even having as much experience as I did, I still didn't like the way it looked about halfway through, and you gotta have to ignore that and just keep pushing through knowing that you're gonna figure it out.
You wanna take a look?
Yeah, bring it up close. Let's take a look at it. Hey! Wow, it looks cool. I like it.
I'm surprised at how okay this looks, all things considered.
Well, congratulations. I mean, you should be really proud of that.
I'm actually attached to it. This is my new friend.
Thanks for joining us today. If you build something from the show, send us some pictures. We want to see it.
Thanks to HBO Max for sponsoring this episode. Make sure to check out Raised by Wolves, out now, only on HBO Max. Hey, if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Oh, and check out some of these other videos.